Hello to everybody who is watching another episode of my Gaming Fathers video games review series. This time we will pay our attention to the puzzle platformer from the dark space called BLACKHOLE. Prepare your fast reactions and swift thinking, and let's get started.
Oriel, abort mission immediately!
Negative, Jetson. I proceed according to the protocols.
This is the end. We're dead. We're gonna die in here.
Captain Jetson, you and
As the BLACKHOLE is story-driven platformer, let's have a look at the story first. Your spaceship is on the mission of space exploration. However, something got wrong, as usual, and your spaceship was sucked into a black hole, which usually means the end. But if this were the end, there would be no game, right? Luckily, our spaceship has crashed on a mysterious object called Entity. The first member of the crew who has awakened must solve many puzzles, fix the spaceship, and save the others. As you might have guessed, this character will be controlled by you. There is just one catch. You don't have much knowledge about the ship and space flights, as your task was to make coffee for the crew. However, you are not entirely alone. There is Oriel, the ship's computer AI, that will be helping you with its advices. It is just a little bit sarcastic, so you will hear many implications regarding your past and your intelligence. This story is worth to watch, especially because of its sense of humor, so thumbs up to the authors of the game for this part. How about the most important part of each game? The gameplay. I'm not gonna reach this one. Done. As you can see, there is a lot of jumping here, so prepare your patience. In the beginning, you find yourself in some kind of central hub from which you are visiting particular levels. The hub itself is like one big level, so you can learn their basic moves, but you will need to solve the puzzles and finish the levels. In each level you need to collect specific number of blue orbs, called self-burns here. Some of them are on the places that you can easily reach by jumping. But soon you will need to use white glowing platforms that are changing the gravity in each level. How does it actually work? So let's say that you are standing on one platform and you can see the self-burn that you need to collect. However, it is too high to reach it by jumping, and there are no other platforms that you could use to get higher. Luckily, you have just spotted white glowing platform in vertical position, just a little bit higher. Once you jump on it, the gravity in the level changes and the whole level is rotated by 90 degrees. What was horizontal before is now vertical and vice versa. The self-burn that was too far to reach before is now much closer from the new original vertical, now horizontal platform, so you finally are able to collect it. It is very good for testing and developing spatial thinking. The further levels are quite vertical, so you will be jumping and rotating the environment quite a lot, even by 180 degrees if needed. And you can bet that you would need to think in advance about the order of collecting self-burns, because rotating the level into some position might eventually prevent you from reaching some of them. There are also some obstacles making your way to self-burns more difficult yet. Hot lava field, for example, can be very unpleasant when you need to get to the place that is surrounded by it. The difficulty of the game is quite high, and you will need to get used to a lot of dying and maybe even crying. The levels are not so big, so there are no checkpoints in the game. Once you die, you need to start from the beginning again. However, devs made it easier by one thing. You do not need to collect all self-burns in the level. If there are 4 self-burns, for example, collecting just 1 or 2 of them is enough to pass the level. It will affect your score at the end of each level, of course. But you can always get back to once passed level to try to collect remaining self-burns. Even though there are no living enemies or some character development in the game, the level design itself is good enough to make the game addictive and make you keep trying and dying until you have successfully accomplished the level. Now let's have a look at the other game features. And again, a lot of platforming here. Just 3 out of 4 this time. As you can see, the graphics is simple but really nice. Pixel stayed at home this time, as the graphics is smooth, clear and nicely colorful with many animations on the background. It doesn't even need many special effects to please your eyes. The industrial-like music also fits the game. The control is precise, so you cannot blame it for your mistakes. I would just recommend to play it with a game controller, as it feels that the game has been designed for it. It is not so easy to master all the moves, but once you get used to it, you will be controlling your little astronaut with the accuracy of a heart surgeon. The game menu is nice and is giving you quite a lot of options how to set up the game to enjoy it as much as possible. It is good that you can choose if you want to play classic, which means hardcore mode, or easier adventure mode, and also if you either want to have a full story or short one with less cutscenes. You can also find many zones in the game menu. It really feels that the game has been designed by gamers, which is another plus. And as you can see in this level, you've got really many white glowing platforms, so you will be rotating the environment a lot. Which makes it fun, of course. So what would be the final verdict? Even though the game is harder than most of the games that I usually recommend in my video reviews, I must say that it was not preventing me from playing this time. The developers have made the game challenging, yet not frustrating. There are many pros like smart level design, nice graphics and music, precise control, sense of humor, and options how to set up the game to be enjoyable for almost everyone. I do not see many cons here, maybe the difficulty sometimes, the absence of some living enemy creatures, or the local multiplayer. BLACKHOLE is suitable for kids and might develop their motoric abilities and logical thinking. I would only recommend it to at least school-aged ones, as it could be too challenging and maybe even frustrating for smaller kids. The game costs €9 on Steam, or €14 for a complete edition with additional DLCs, and despite its price, it is for sure worth it. And it is quite often discounted by 50 or even more %, which makes it insta-buy. There are more than 90 levels in the game, so you will get really a huge amount of fun. For all the reasons above, I'm giving BLACKHOLE thumbs up and Gaming Fire's Index 8 out of 10. Thank you for watching this video review and hope to see you at another video from my video review series.